Hey guys, this is JBot Designs coming in with a deck profile for what clan is it there, Michael?
Gold Paladins.
Awesome. This deck got first place in Halifax at their sneak peek, much to Halifax's dismay. So let's start it off. So your starter is who? Rarity?
It is Scout of Darkness, Black Dragon Whelp Mortimer.
Oh, shenanigans. Please explain to me what this guy does.
Well, when you ride on him with his appropriate grade 1, you're able to search the top 7 cards of your deck for the next link of the chain, either Duke or the grade 2 Mortimer.
Oh really? I heard Duke was bad.
Duke's pretty good.
Alright, let's get it off.
Alright, so for trigger lineup, 4 heals, pretty staple, as well as 4 Flame of Victories. This, the reason why I use 4 of this is because it's 4K, so slightly lower power, but it's good against cross rides, which Duke has major trouble with. Because if I slide one of these into the soul, Duke gets plus 3,000 power for the turn, which can help put him up one stage, as well as when he restands, he'll be restanding at 13 or 14, as opposed to just 11.
Oh my god!
So, next is 3 more crits for a total of 7 Silent Punishers. Maybe I'll switch them up with Dante Gal after the set comes out. Not sure. A single lone weapons dealer Gwydion. And 4 Speeder Hounds. Because, you know, dogs. They're awesome.
Dogs are the shit!
Yeah.
Awesome, so that's grade 0.
That's my trigger lineup, yep. Moving on to grade 1, it's pretty standard. I've got, of course, 4 copies of Halo Shield Merc.
Now why would you include a Halo Shield mark in your build, Michael?
Well, the reason why 4 I feel is important is because Duke gets extra draw power off of his top checks with off of his extra drive check. So having that extra hand presence is good, but having a way to filter out all those draws I run is even better. Since I run 5 draws, that gives me less 10k shields, and this helps circumvent any issues that may arise because of that.
Awesome.
Next in the lineup is, of course, 4 copies of Scout of Darkness Mortimer.
And that's the beginning ride chain to Duke. Perfect.
Yep, when you ride him, you can check top 7, and if you ride the grade 2 on top of him, you can sacrifice a rear guard, check the top 2 cards of your deck, put them directly into play. It's a great way to assemble a field early on. Next up is
Guys, sorry.
the Knight of Elegant Skills, Gareth, standard 8k. I feel he's important in this deck because he helps Vivian hit 17, which is a great number for her. Because if I'm going first and they ride a grade 1 that's 7k, putting one of these behind a Vivian makes her 15k to block, practically guaranteeing that I'll be getting that top 1 check for an extra unit on the field. The extra units, even if they're random and sometimes not good, such as triggers, really help because then Duke can just whisk them away for an extra drive check later. And finally, for the grade 1s, I run 2 Slaygal Daggers. The reason because the only counterblasts I use in this deck are Duke, Vivian, and Garmor. And I usually either use Garmor or Duke, one or the other. So that leaves me with about 2-3 counterblasts to play with.
And he's a wolf.
Yep.
Gotta have those dogs.
1 counterblast behind Duke can make the line 20, which is good against 10k vanguards, and 2 again behind anything else can make 10 or 11k lines, so really good for pressure. So that's grade 1s. Moving on to grade 2s. Grade 2 lineup is extremely standard, nothing to see here. I got 4 copies of Player of the Elegant Bow, Player of the Holy Bow, Vivian. If she hits when boosted by a Gold Paladin on a Vanguard, I get to check the top card of my deck, and if it's a Gold Paladin, I put it directly into play. Spoilers, no non-Gold Paladins are in this deck.
Oh my gosh.
I'm always going to get the unit off of her if she gets her hit in. Next is the grade 2 of the chain, a Black Dragon Knight Vortimer. Checks top 2 when you ride on top of him with Duke, as long as you got the grade 1 in the chain, and puts him into play. Great for fast field assembly and helps fuel Duke's effect. Last is 3 Bowmans. A fairly vanilla unit, but good, because boosted by the starter, if I should be unfortunate and miss the chain, it'll make a 14k line, which against most grade 2s, since they're 9k, is still a 10k block, which is important. Not much specials going on in the grade 2 lineup, so we'll whisk them away. Finally is grade 3. 4 of my avatar, Spectral Duke Dragon, is of course included. His effect's fairly obvious. When you have the grade 2 in the soul, he gets plus 1000 power, making him 11k natural. If you combine the 11k with this, it makes a 15k line, which is still passable against grade 3 10ks. And Counterblast 2 to give me, and retire 3 rear guards to give me another chance of hitting a trigger, and an extra attack for the turn. And he keeps all triggers that I put on him from the first twin drive, so he can have double crit, extra power from draw. Sky's the limit.
Do you hear that, guys? All I hear is broken.
Next, 2 Garmors. Not the best alternative to Duke, in my opinion, but if you have to ride him instead, he can be a quick 19k hitter with this boosting in a pinch, with his limit break, so that's a fairly respectable line. And Counterblast 2 to search my deck for either Slaygal Dagger, or this, or that. I'll be running Blaster Blade and Blaster Dark Spirits once the set's actually out and I got my hands on a couple copies. And once I do, it's essentially Counterblast 2 to get Blaster Blade Spirit, Counterblast 1 to retire one of their front rows, and all the pluses. 3 Counterblasts for an extra 10k attacker and a retire. Finally, 2 of these guys, Gigantic Destroyer. He's pretty sturdy, just put him in front of one of these and it'll do. Sometimes, if I'm really desperate for some attacking lines and I lack pressure otherwise, I can put him in front of one of these for 16k in a pinch, hits most things for 10k to guard, and then whisk her away into the soul at a later date for the plus power. Another good option behind him, Slaygal Dagger, Counterblast 1, becomes 21k line. Or, of course, Elegant Skills Gareth makes a 20k line, nothing to sneeze at.
Awesome. So this is the deck that got Halifax Sneak Peek first place. Gold Paladin. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.